What if everything you thought you knew about sex after 60 was wrong? What if desire doesn't vanish with age, but simply transforms? And what if the key to lifelong intimacy isn't in your body, but in your mindset? Today, we begin a journey that could change how you look at love, connection, and your own body forever. So if you're over 60 or care about someone who is, this conversation is for you. Welcome to the channel that talks about what others shy away from. Here, we're not afraid to have honest conversations about real sexual health after 60. Without shame, without stigma, and without pretending aging means you're done with intimacy. If you've ever felt like society stopped seeing you as a sexual being once you hit a certain age, you're not alone. But guess what? That belief is outdated, and it's time we change the narrative. Part 1. Why sexual health after 60 matters more than ever. 1. Redefining intimacy in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Sex isn't just about performance, it's about connection, closeness, and feeling alive. In your 60s, 70s, and even 80s, intimacy becomes deeper, more emotional, and surprisingly, more satisfying. The problem? Nobody told you this growing up. Our education stopped at puberty, skipped over menopause, and never even mentioned male hormonal shifts after 60. You were left in the dark, and we're here to bring in the light. 2. Myth versus reality. The truth about aging and sexual desire. Let's bust a few myths. Myth. Older adults lose all sexual interest. Fact. Many adults report increased emotional connection and desire in later years when pressure and expectations drop. Myth. Erectile dysfunction means your sex life is over. Fact. ED is common, manageable, and doesn't define intimacy. There are many ways to express love and enjoy closeness. Myth. Women after menopause don't care about sex. Fact. Many women report increased freedom and desire once pregnancy risk is gone. It's just that no one encouraged them to talk about it. 3. What the medical world gets wrong. Doctors often skip the topic of sexual health after 60, leaving older adults feeling like they're abnormal for wanting physical intimacy. That's not just unfair, it's dangerous. Sexual health is emotional health, heart health, mental health, and more. Studies show that healthy intimacy improves blood pressure, sleep, self-esteem, depression, even lifespan. 4. The emotional toll of silence. When we stop talking about sex, we start feeling isolated, ashamed, unwanted. This silence damages relationships. Partners pull away, not out of dislike, but out of fear or embarrassment. Many couples suffer in silence for years, when one open conversation could change everything. We're here to make that conversation happen. 5. The new vocabulary of older age intimacy. Let's talk about what intimacy really looks like after 60. Holding hands with meaning. Eye contact that says, I still choose you. Slower, more intentional touch. Emotional vulnerability that fuels physical connection. Sex isn't gone, it's evolved. 6. Let's talk about the body changes with respect and reality. Yes, your body has changed. That's okay. That's normal. That's beautiful. Here's what's real. Testosterone drops in men can affect libido, but can also be supported naturally or medically. Vaginal dryness in women is common, but treatable with lubricants, estrogen creams, or even simple dietary changes. Joint pain, fatigue, and medications all play a role. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on closeness. You don't need a 20-year-old body to experience deep, satisfying, soul-level intimacy. You just need information. You need support. And you need a safe space to ask questions. Part 2. The 5 types of intimacy after 60, and why you need all of them. Most people think intimacy equals sex, but that's not the full picture. True intimacy has many dimensions, and each one fulfills a different emotional and physical need. Let's explore them together. 1. Emotional intimacy, the foundation of everything. This is the deep trust, the heart-to-heart connection you build over time. It looks like sharing fears without being judged, feeling safe enough to be vulnerable, being able to say, I'm lonely, and hearing I'm here. Why it matters after 60. As we age, we've lived through heartbreak, losses, maybe even betrayal. Emotional intimacy becomes the safe harbor, the place where we feel seen, respected, and understood. Without this layer, sex becomes hollow. With it, intimacy becomes sacred. 2. Physical intimacy, more than just intercourse. Yes, physical touch includes sex, but it also includes holding hands on a walk, resting your head on your partner's chest, slow dancing in the kitchen, gentle massage before bed. Why it matters after 60. Our skin still craves connection. Physical touch lowers blood pressure, releases oxytocin, the love hormone, and reminds us we are still wanted. Even if intercourse becomes less frequent, touch never loses its power. 3. Intellectual intimacy, falling in love with the mind. This is the joy of sharing ideas, debating beliefs, reading a book together, watching a documentary and discussing it late into the night. Why it matters after 60. As bodies change, minds grow even richer. When you connect intellectually, you find new sparks. You feel stimulated, valued, and engaged. And sometimes intellectual intimacy leads to physical passion. 4. Spiritual intimacy, a deeper dimension of bonding. This isn't about religion. It's about shared values, shared purpose, shared soul journeys. It's when you pray together, meditate together, walk in nature together, or simply sit in silence and feel the presence of love. Why it matters after 60. After decades of living, we start thinking more deeply about meaning, legacy, and love beyond the physical world. Spiritual intimacy reminds us you are not alone. You are part of something bigger, and so is your partner. 5. Sexual intimacy. Evolve, not erased. Let's say it clearly. You can enjoy a fulfilling sex life after 60. It may look different. It may feel different. But it can be deeper, slower, more present than ever before. It's no longer about perfection. It's about presence. And that presence creates passion without pressure, playfulness without shame, pleasure without comparison. Sex after 60 is a celebration, not a performance. When these intimacies align, magic happens. When emotional, physical, intellectual, spiritual, and sexual intimacy align, you don't just have sex, you connect. You melt. You laugh. You breathe together. You heal together. And most importantly, you remember that you are still deeply alive. Challenges that may block intimacy after 60, let's be honest, there are obstacles. Past emotional wounds, fear of rejection, chronic pain or illness, shame around body changes, fear of being a burden. But here's what's also true. Every one of these challenges can be healed with compassion, communication, and courage. And we're going to help you through that, step by step. If this conversation spoke to your heart, please consider subscribing. Not because we want numbers, but because we want you to feel supported. You are not invisible. You are not done. You are in one of the most powerful, wise, and loving chapters of your life. This channel is your mirror, your guide, your safe space. hit subscribe, and join a growing family that believes intimacy never expires.